All right, here we go. If we're not ready, it's been a couple weeks since we recorded.
Only one.
The only one. We didn't do an episode last week.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Now we have to do 2 this week. You ready to record tomorrow night too?
Probably not.
It's been a pretty eventful last couple of weeks. Just from the merch store, a guy from Puerto Rico ordered a couple of Chupacabra stickers. How freaking cool is that? Merch store is happening. And the thing that we talked about in the last episode, I made a little ad thing about it.
Mugshot on a mug with a mugshot. What?
Yeah.
Mug with a mug with a mugshot with a mug with a mugshot with a mug with a mugshot with a mug with a mugshot.
On a mug.
On a mug.
Yeah. That's the thing you can get now. The merch store.
Do you want a never-ending mug shot?
Of a mug. On a mug.
Look, mug times 2 shot.
Here's this sticker. Questionable Merch Co. That's the Etsy store. questionablemerchco.etsy.com.
Sure.
I don't really want to stick it to the portrait, but I guess we could.
Is this in frame?
What? Oh, no. Bigfoot in a tuxedo.
No, not suit. Bigfoot. The under Bigfoot, what he's sitting on.
No. The top of the video is like right here. It's where I tried to keep it. Why?
Put it here. But it'd be very...
Yeah, it'd be low. I mean, I could probably put it on the back of the... I always use the computer, so I can put... There it is, right there. But, here, let me walk in front of the camera real quick. Not that the audio people care about it, but... Here is the rest of them.
So many stickers.
Chupacabras. Versions 1 and 2. ASMR. 2 versions of Chupacabra and 1 version of Bigfoot. So you ordered the 2 Chupacabras.
Chupacabra?
Yep. Slight speech impediment. Pardon my slight speech impediment.
When?
There's 10 of them. We're not gonna have to go. You're not counting 30 stickers right here, right now.
I'm counting the. I'm counting the Chupacabras, like the Chupacabra 1, Chupacabra 2, and then Bigfoot.
Yeah. Okay. So there they are.
If you want to look at the stickers, then
those are the 2-inch tall ones, and on the Etsy store they're available in 2, 3, 4, 5-inch tall.
Let me pull out my YouTuber real quick.
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
Chupacabra 1. Chupacabra 2.
These are going in the videos for sure.
And Bigfoot.
It's going in the audio too, but
well, to see them, you're gonna have to look at the videos
on
YouTube. And we also have more cats, so you're probably gonna see
tails.
Tails and moving curtain.
Hopefully they don't come up here to bug us.
But
yeah, we got distracted, didn't we? YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, reels pop up on there too. TikTok. We're cracking our knuckles. More ASMR for everybody. Beautiful. Beautiful. We're doing it.
You can find all of those links at linktree.com/BOTQS.
Every single one of them. Spreaker is the best place to listen. That gets us more ad revenue. So that's a cool thing. But, everybody uses something different, and we try to provide all the links on there. A bunch of them are on there. We did not introduce ourselves.
I'm Phoenix.
And I'm Will. Say the next part.
And we're here to bring on the questions.
We've already talked about the links. That's what's been happening. Yep.
Yeah, we just make our own script at this point.
That's how we roll. Cold opening. The theme song happens. Love a good theme song. Don't you?
Sometimes.
Why? Only
Well,
sometimes. I
it-
should post that every week.
sometimes you know when you're watching a show and you get the like skip intro option because you heard it so many times and it's so repetitive.
That's the problem with
That's-
this generation. Back,
Back in my day.
this is a get off my lawn grandpa situation. But we only got new episodes once a week. We didn't have 14 episodes to watch in a row.
It depends on when and which show you're watching.
Well, if you're watching a brand new show, there are some places that do weekly drops.
Yeah. So if you're watching it weekly, then sure, you'll listen to the intro. But if the whole show's already out and you're like binging the show,
See, we never had binge shows.
okay, well this is modern 2026.
We had Mad About You marathon sometimes, but
I don't know what that is.
I know.
You can't be making these old people references.
Get out of here. Don't eat my wires to my devices.
Kittens. But in this day and age, when you binge a show that's already fully out, then listening to the intro 1,000 times in one day or 1,000 times over the course of 2 days, like a couple days. It depends on how you binge your shows. I binge my show. I watch a whole show in like 3 days. I could.
Right.
But
Skip Intro is actually fairly new itself.
intro? Skip intro?
Yeah, Skip Intro is fairly new.
You said outro.
Pretty sure it's an intro.
I heard outro.
But it's fairly new itself. Because it wasn't a thing. You would have to watch the whole thing. You would have to watch. Or either stop the show and start the next episode. Because before there was no start next episode thing available. You would just have to watch through the credits like a good person and thank everybody who was part of building that show for you. But no, not now. There's a just go to the next episode button. And then when you get in there, skip intro. Oh, well, there's a recap. Skip recap.
Well, sometimes I don't skip the recap because sometimes I do need the recap. Because I haven't watched the show now.
It happens. So this episode has nothing to do with any of that.
Nothing.
We got on a super tangent with intros.
Already.
Yep. So, Miss Phoenix, what question are we bringing in this episode?
What's the story on unicorns?
Yes, finally. It makes sense to do this. Your sister actually recommended this. One level up, sister. You have 3 big sisters. The next one up.
I expected them like double level up.
No, she asked about. Oh, no, she hasn't asked the question. The oldest sister, she asked about. Our youngest sibling's always the tallest.
And it seems like it is true.
Yep,
And
it's happening.
Oh, it's already
You're
happened.
proof of the 4 that
I'm the tallest.
it's happening.
I'm almost as taller than you.
You might get there. You might be the one to get there.
I think I will.
We'll see.
Because if we stood up, well, you have shoes on. I don't.
This is an audio medium, primarily. And if we stood up, we're both going to be taller than this. So it's not going to be on camera.
If we both, I'm explaining like a hypothetical. If we both stood up and you didn't have, do your shoes add any height to you?
Not really. Maybe 1 inch.
Okay, so let's just say they didn't, and we both stood up. I would be probably like.
My nose comes to your middle of your eyes. That's where my nose comes. Boop. Standing. Yeah.
I'm trying to like.
Girl measurements.
So my forehead is about where your forehead is. Kind of. The edge of my forehead is about where your forehead, like the 3/4 mark of your
I
forehead.
can look directly into your third eye.
What if I had a fourth eye?
No, you don't. Your third eye. You know, the
My
chakras.
mind's eye.
Yes. Talk about chakras someday. But neither one of us would be as tall as unicorns. Because they're horses with horns. Kinda.
Usually.
Yeah.
Modern day has made unicorns into horses with horns, but pretty sure there's other depictions of them not being just horses with horns.
All right. Let's get into it. Wanna?
Sure.
Okay. The unicorn represents one of the most complex intersections of zoological observation, linguistic evolution, and theological allegory in the history of human thought. For over 2 millennia, the creature occupied a unique taxonomic space, categorized not as a product of mythology, but as a legitimate, if elusive, inhabitant of the natural world. Skewing into cryptozoology with this, but not quite. This is an exhaustive examination of the unicorn's trajectory from the Indus Valley civilization to its modern status as a cultural archetype, analyzing its supposed biological origins, its fantastical and scientifically grounded abilities, and the persistent narratives regarding its absence from the contemporary faunal record.
The visual genesis of the unicorn is frequently traced to the Indus Valley civilization, which flourished between 3,300 and 1,300 BCE in regions encompassing modern Pakistan and northwest India. Archaeological excavations have unearthed thousands of steatite seals depicting a creature that appears in profile to possess a single forward curving horn. These images suggest a bovine or equine hybrid with an elongated body, an arched neck, and cloven hooves.
The interpretation of these seals remains a subject of intense scholarly debate. Some researchers posit that the unicorn depicted was actually an auroch, an extinct wild ox, or a type of African cattle shown in strict profile, which effectively hid the second horn from view. However, the consistent and intentional placement of the single horn in these artifacts suggests it may have functioned as a sophisticated symbol of a specific merchant community or a high-ranking social clan. Unlike later Western traditions, this Bronze Age unicorn appears to have been a symbol of civic or commercial authority rather than magical purity. Following the decline of the Indus Valley civilization, this specific motif largely vanished from South Asian art and only to emerge centuries later in the written accounts of Greek naturalists.
The transition of the unicorn from a visual symbol to a literary subject began in ancient Greece during the 5th century BCE. Crucially, unicorns were not integrated into the Greek mythological pantheon, which favored chimeras like the Pegasus or the Centaur, but were instead placed in the domain of Historia Animalium.
Mm-hmm.
The Greeks were convinced that India was a land of, quote, fabulous, but real biological wonders, and the unicorn was viewed as a legitimate inhabitant of these distant eastern realms.
That's kind of funny.
It's like how we think of elephants and like safari animals.
Yeah, Africa seems so wildly exotic to us, but the people there are just don't get run over by the rhinoceros.
Support them. It's not that hard.
In 398 BCE, the Greek physician and historian Tzetzes or Nidus published Indica, an account of his time serving at the Persian court. While the original text is lost, fragments preserved by later scholars like Photius I describe, quote, wild asses in India that exceeded the size of horses. Tzetzes provided a strikingly specific anatomical profile. These creatures possess white bodies, dark red heads, and dark blue eyes. From their foreheads grew a single horn approximately 1.5 feet in length, characterized by a white base, a black center, and a crimson tip.
They've got white bodies, dark red heads, and dark blue eyes. And then a white base of a horn, a black center, and a crimson tip. I feel like the tip could just be blood.
Yeah. It's weird. I don't think that's not quite the unicorn.
It's a dark unicorn.
Dark blue eyes. So it's a white body that transitions into a dark head with dark blue eyes. Dark red head.
He's got ginger hair.
Whole ginger head.
Yeah, he's a ginger head. Redhead, ginger. Yeah, you get it.
Real nice. Tzitzis.
Tzitzis' account is historically significant because it introduced the medical utility of the horn. He claimed that dust files from the horn or drinking from beakers fashioned from it confirm immunity against seizures, epilepsy, and even deadly poisons. Modern analysis suggests Tzitzis was likely conflating the attributes of the Indian rhinoceros with the local folklore surrounding the Tibetan antelope or the onager.
Works for me. Oh, are you bored?
Sorry. Slow. Tired. What? Tired.
Yep.
I guess I'm so tired that my mouth can't work. Despite these probable misidentifications, the authoritative tone of Tzitzis' work ensured the unicorn's inclusion in serious scientific discourse for nearly 2 millennia.
The philosopher Aristotle later refined Tzitzis' observations, acknowledging the existence of 2 one-horned animals, the oryx and the, quote, Indian ass. Aristotle's inclusion of these creatures in his zoological works provided a philosophical framework for the unicorn's existence, suggesting that nature could, under certain conditions, produce a single-horned ruminant. As the Roman Empire expanded, naturalists like Pliny the Elder and further hybridized these depictions.
Pliny's account in his 1st century CE natural history described the, quote, monoceros as a formidable beast with the head of a stag, the feet of an elephant, the tail of a boar, and a horse-like body. Pliny emphasized that this animal was the, quote, fiercest of animals and impossible to capture alive, a characterization that would later influence the medieval belief that only a miraculous intervention could tame the creature.
Again, that doesn't sound like a typical unicorn that we think of. Head of a stag, okay, fine, deerish, horseish. The feet of an elephant, that's crazy. The tail of a boar, which is what? Skinny with a fluff on the end?
Wait, what do boar tails look like?
That's what I mean. I'm thinking of Pumbaa from The Lion King.
I don't think he's a boar, though. I'm pretty sure he's
a warthog.
Yeah. So, I'm pretty sure boars are, like, just big.
Yeah, it's skinny with, like, a poof. There's Pumbaa right there.
Well, that's a warthog. It says that directly.
Then what? What's a boar versus a warthog? The warthog looks like it has a horse face.
I think
and the boar is piggish.
I think that's the difference. A boar is more like a pig, and a warthog is like not a pig.
Well, yeah.
Boar is like a wild pig. That's what I think.
Yeah, wild pig. So a skinny tail with some hair on the end.
Skinny short tail.
Yeah. Which is not unlike a horse's tail, I suppose, but the feet are crazy.
No, a horse's tail is full hair.
I guess.
Do you know what a ponytail is?
Comes from a pony. Yeah. But it's not just hair coming out of its rear end.
It kinda is. It's hair attached to the tail. But the tail doesn't just come out of the butt.
I know. Horsetail. Yeah, I guess the hair does come right out of the backside.
Uh-huh.
Goes from backside to hair. There's no structure to it. They wiggle it.
No, I think there's structure to it, but it's just full hair. There's like slightly a transition. Oh, that one's weird. I don't know.
I think it's braided. I think they styled it.
Ew. I don't like.
We're checking out horse butts. Anyway, let's keep going. We're done with horse butts right now. That's so the head of a stag, the feet of an elephant, the tail of a boar, and a horse-like body.
It's just a slightly naked horsetail, like a shorter, slightly naked horsetail.
Yeah, like somebody shaved like 60% of it.
More like.
Oh, you think we're gonna play that game, are we? Not 60%, 62%. Oh, no, hold on. Here we go.
No, like 80%.
7%.
I didn't even think of that. I was thinking like 75 to 85%.
You're welcome. Is it cringy yet? I'll keep doing it if it's going to make it cringy.
No, it's funny. It's funny how you thought of that, and I didn't.
Because you were like, actually, it's 80%.
Okay. You're more of a nerd than I am.
One of the most consequential developments in the unicorn's history was its entry into the Judeo-Christian textual tradition. This was not the result of a deliberate mythological invention, rather a series of linguistic translations. The Hebrew Bible contains multiple references to an animal known as the Rahim. So it's R-E'-E-M. Rem. Described as a beast of immense strength and wild, untamable nature. There's some Bible references here to such a creature.
Bible.
So we can tag team that if you like.
Okay.
You start.
Numbers 23:22. Context: deliverance from Egypt. Attribution of strength. The quote is, "He hath, as it were, the strength of a unicorn."
I'm gonna need you to put a little bit more.
He hath, as it were, the strength of a unicorn.
A little more preachy. Psalm 22:21. Prayer for rescue. Save me from the horns of the unicorns.
Straight bars. Rhymer over here. Job.
It's not Job.
It's Job.
You would know. You're in the cataclysm.
Oh, he hasn't said that yet. I know. Right. Job 39:9-10. Untamability. Will the unicorn be willing to serve thee?
Oh, so you have to ask it. Psalm 92:10. Exaltation. My horn shalt thou exalt like the horn of a unicorn.
Like a battle? Like a Viking horn?
They drank from horns. Yeah, they drank and blew into the horns, but horns were not on Viking helmets. There. Now you know that.
What? You know, I think with the question, I think that the unicorns, they're.
What?
I thought of something and now I've forgotten it.
Alzheimer's, huh?
I'm too young for that.
Oh?
Memory loss. Are you? I'm Dory now. I've got memory loss. Short-term memory loss.
All right. When Hebrew scholars translated the Old Testament into Greek, the Septuagint, in the 2nd century BCE, they encountered a lexical void for the term rehem, which referred to the now extinct aurochs. Drawing upon the available zoological literature of the time, they utilized the Greek word monokeros, monoceros, but with a K. Monokeros. Monokeros?
Monoceros?
Monoceros.
Yeah.
Like monoceros? This choice was later carried into the Latin Vulgate as unicornus, and ultimately into the 1611 King James Bible. Consequently, the unicorn was no longer merely a traveler's curiosity from India. It was a scriptural reality supported by the perceived word of God. Dun, dun, dun.
Well, the Scots must be very...
Hold on now, we're not there. We're getting there.
Well, they must be very Christian, like religious.
Yes.
Because they're a national animal, and God believes in unicorns.
Yes.
You sound like Ben from Talking Ben. Yes. No. Oh.
When was the last time you messed with that thing?
I don't know.
Oh. All right. Keep it going.
By the Middle Ages, the unicorn had transitioned from a fierce chimeric beast of natural history into a profound symbol of Christian purity and divinity. This transformation was primarily driven by the
Physiologus,
a 2nd century CE Alexandrian text that served as a predecessor to the popular medieval bestiaries. The Physiologus utilized animals as allegorical tools to teach moral and theological lessons, and it introduced the most enduring element of unicorn lore, the quote, virgin capture. According to this legend, the unicorn was so swift and powerful that no hunter could catch it. The only method of subdual was to place a chaste virgin in the forest. Sensing her purity, the unicorn would approach, lay its head in her lap, and fall asleep, at which point the hunters would capture or slay the beast.
What a weird lore. But
I like that lore. It's
pure.
It feels kind of feminist.
Feminist, though?
Yeah.
She's not bait. She's bait, but she's not bait.
Well, unicorns only like the female.
Pure females.
It feels kind of feminist.
Why is it feminist?
Unicorns are feminist because they only like girls.
Oh, they are feminists. Okay, I see what you're saying. Like, I thought you meant the whole idea was like man stuff because they put the girl out there by herself to do the thing.
No, it feels feminist because unicorns prefer females.
Yes, because they stink in a different way than guys.
They have an aroma and not an odor.
Oh, I see. Right.
Men have an odor sometimes, and females usually have an aroma.
Which could get pungent sometimes.
That's why I said usually have an aroma. Usually.
Pungent aroma.
No, I use the word usually because it's not all the time.
What would the opposite be for the guy? So if it's a pungent aroma, which aroma would mean that it's kind of good, but pungent gives it like this. But if a guy has an odor, what is the... It's not a delicious odor.
That sounds freaky. What a delicious odor you have. Okay, Gilbert.
I don't know. It might come to me. But it's supposed to... A floral? No, that's not right. I don't know. We'll have to think about it. So the virgin capture. Onward. Medieval theologians interpreted this narrative as a direct metaphor for the life of Christ. The unicorn represented the Savior. The single horn symbolized the unity of Christ and the Father, or the, quote, horn of salvation, and the virgin represented the Virgin Mary. The creature's capture and death mirrored the incarnation and the subsequent crucifixion. This profound symbolic weight led to the unicorn's appearance in nearly every facet of medieval life, from church floor mosaics to royal tapestries like, quote, The Lady and the Unicorn, and, quote, The Hunt of the Unicorn.
Could you describe an odor as a tasteful odor?
Tasteful odor.
Tasteful odor.
Well, that is a slippery slope to delicious.
I feel like lovely odor is also
Lovely odor.
It's giving.
It's the opposite of pungent. It's not aromatic because then that's aroma. That's just a version of aroma.
Pungent is like, ugh, stinky.
Yes.
So. It's really quiet.
Yeah, it's really quiet.
This is awesome for the audio.
Yep. Keep going. Maybe we'll think of something. I'm just gonna Google it.
Honestly, yeah, I should have just done that.
Because I'm not thinking opposite of pungent. Pungent. You could read, man. You could read stuff.
During this era, the unicorn's appearance began to standardize. While earlier Roman accounts depicted a heavy, rhinoceros-like beast, medieval European art increasingly portrayed a graceful, white horse-like or goat-like animal with a slender, spiraled horn. This equine shift was likely influenced by the association of horses with nobility and chivalry, making the unicorn a more appropriate vessel for divine symbolism. Features such as the goat's beard and the cloven hooves remained as vestiges of its earlier, quote, wild ass or he-goat descriptions than would have.
Yeah. If a woman has a persistent punch in her... Nope.
Whoa.
It's trying to suggest, like, oh, you have a medical condition? Here is what you can do about that particular medical condition.
Oh.
Anyway, the opposite of pungent is mild, bland, soothing, sweet, flavorless / tasteless. So a soothing odor. Men have soothing odors. You think so? Gentle odors? Feel safe around?
A sweet odor?
Sweet odor. That makes me think of, like, rotting peaches. We know they're bad, but they smell so
good. Or like pineapples.
Rotting pineapples has a nice sweet odor, like a man.
Very manly.
That man has a bland odor. Soothing odor. Feel protected by this soothing odor. Just don't get, if you smell it while you're camping in the dark woods, just don't go towards it.
Man or bear, all over again.
No. All right. Better keep going before it gets out of control. The belief in the unicorn's magical properties reached its zenith during the Renaissance, spawning a global trade in alicorn, the material of the unicorn's horn. This substance was considered one of the most valuable commodities in Europe, often commanding prices far exceeding its weight in gold. The most celebrated ability of the unicorn horn was its power to purify poisoned water. Folklore described the unicorn dipping its horn into a polluted spring to make it drinkable for other animals. A scene depicted in the tapestry, quote, the unicorn purifies water at the Met cloisters. In a practical sense, Renaissance nobility utilized alicorn as a defense against assassination. It was believed that a horn would sweat or bubble when placed in the presence of poison. Consequently, Royal inventories of the time included goblets made of or lined with what was believed to be unicorn horn to ensure the safety of the monarch's drink. Fascinating.
The Met Cloister sounds like Met Gala for like science nerds.
I'm down with it. The Met Cloister.
Like weird, like technology science nerds. Like mad scientists with technology.
What are you guys on this weekend? We're going to the Met Cloister.
I'm gonna dye my hair white and
attend the Met Cloister.
I'm gonna throw it up into 2 buns and it'll be wild and crazy.
You gotta do the sinister chuckle.
There
There you go.
That was a really good chuckle. Beyond toxicology, alicorn was marketed as a, quote, cure-all for a vast range of physical and psychological conditions. It was prescribed for epilepsy and convulsions, following the ancient claims of Thesis, plague and fevers, used as a preventative measure during major outbreaks, melancholy and fainting, ground into, quote, miracle elixirs, sold in 17th century London. Integrity.
Yeah.
And moral sight. Modern archetypal views suggest the horn represents, quote, true seeing, or the ability to perceive the underlying truth of a situation through intuition rather than logic.
Cool. So the unicorn horn has lots of properties. But was it real? Where do you get this alicorn business?
This keeps making me think of Despicable Me. When
What?
when the youngest daughter, I forget her name, when she finds a one-horned goat, thinks it's a unicorn.
The Met Cloisters, located just off the main hall of the what? Where is that? The Metropolitan Museum of Art. Oh, I see. The Cloisters is a museum in Fort Tryon Park, straddling the neighborhoods of Washington Heights and Inwood in Upper Manhattan, New York City. So yeah, mad scientists could probably meet there.
It sounds very mad scientist.
Yeah. Cool.
But specifically like Doc Ock.
Doc Ock. I was thinking Dr. Robotnik.
Like Doc Ock, Dr. Robotnik. Would the Back to the Future Doctor fit into this?
Doc Brown? Yeah. Yeah, he'd be slightly more subtle than Egon from the Ghostbusters. He'd surely be in there too. Yeah.
This is very off topic.
It's coming together. The Mad Cloister with the mad scientists.
Do you want to play in the Met Cloisters? Like a costume party?
Dress up as your favorite mad scientist.
Oh, I'm going as Doc Ock.
We're all mad here.
That's the Mad Hatter.
Yeah.
He's not a mad scientist. He's just a mad guy, not a mad scientist.
He has all that tea. And he eats mushrooms.
Does he like to gossip?
Yes, he does.
He has all that tea.
Yes. And the mushrooms. And the weird cookies.
But that's not technology.
It doesn't have to be technology.
Well,
it's chemical.
Technology.
Why couldn't the chemicals be technology too?
Okay, fine. We can add our chemicals into there. So, would I just become myself? But mad?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Should I develop schizophrenia?
Well, you're already forgetting stuff, so.
Oh, that's short-term memory loss.
Then you would just be wandering around in a corner trying to look for your table at the Met Cloisters. How did we get here? From unicorns.
I'll I'll place my drink on an invisible table and I'll talk to the invisible people.
And wish everybody a very birthday. Very happy on birthday? How do they say that?
Are you
Mad Hatter.
referencing Frosty right now?
No, Alice in Wonderland. Mad Hatter. Everybody has an unbirthday.
Would that be a half birthday?
No, it's not their birthday. There's 364 unbirthdays. That's how I see it. Maybe it's not quite how the Mad Hatter sees it, but I'm mad in a different way.
I would see it as your half birthday is your unbirthday.
Mad Hatter unbirthday. We were looking up all kinds of goofy stuff this time. There's the unbirthday song. What does unbirthday mean in Alice in Wonderland? Unbirthday in Alice in Wonderland is any of the 364 days of the year that are not your actual birthday, celebrated by the Mad Hatter and March Hare with tea and cake to maximize celebrations.
What if you were born on February 29th, though?
You would have
365 unbirthdays.
Right. No.
Yes?
No, it's a leap day that only happens every 4 years. You would have like 1,300 on birthdays in a row. Okay, we got to get back to the unicorns.
We're really off topic.
The idea of unicorns being absent from Noah's Ark touches upon a rich vein of non-canonical folklore. While the biblical text of Genesis 6 through 9 does not mention unicorns, various cultural traditions have sought to explain why a creature so clearly documented in the King James Bible is no longer part of the known world. In Jewish Talmudic tradition, the unicorn, identified as the Rehem, was a creature of such titanic proportions that it could not possibly fit through the door of the ark. One Jewish interpretation describes the animal as being as large as a mountain. To ensure its survival, Noah reportedly tied the Rehem to the outside of the vessel by its horn, allowing it to swim alongside the ark for the duration of the 40-day deluge. Why are the unicorns so big, man? What's that about?
How much was the earth flooded? If the unicorn's as large as a mountain, how was the unicorn swimming?
It's not swimming. It was tied to the ark.
It says it's swimming.
Oh, well, there was a lot of water.
It says Noah reportedly tied the ram to the outside of the vessel by its horn, allowing it to swim alongside the ark for the duration of the 40-day deluge.
And it was as big as a mountain. So that was a lot of water, bro. It rained for 40 days and 40 nights.
That's like if the unicorn could swim, then like
what kind of mountain are you thinking? Mount Everest?
Any mountain.
The one over here in the valley?
Any mountain is that's like close to the atmosphere.
Well, that's how much water there was.
Who needs that much water?
God was like, I messed up. We got to start over.
So we decided to just make a water planet.
Yeah.
Just
yeah, I guess
water.
I guess you don't know the story. You don't really know the story? He flooded the earth because he wanted to start over, essentially. He's like, man, that was a bad decision. So here's a rainbow. That's my promise that I'll never flood the earth again.
I'm so confused. if he kept the same plane, like
maybe the earth is flat. Uh-oh.
Don't even. Don't even. That's scientifically unproven. We have pictures of the earth being round.
That's what they want you to think.
You're confusing me on so many levels. So, why did God feel the need, if he just needed to get rid of the animals, why did he feel the need to go all the way above the mountains? Riddle me that.
To assure maximum destruction.
Well,
to ensure maximum sanitization. He was sanitizing the earth. Are you questioning the Bible? What are you doing? You can't question the Bible.
I'm questioning the story of Genesis.
Well, everybody has a Genesis. Norse mythology has a Giningo gap. We should get into the Greek mythology too. That's a different kind. Where there was nothing and then there was something.
How do people believe this stuff? That's what.
There was nothing else to do.
I can't. No, today.
What?
How do people believe this story? I can't wrap my head around it.
That there was that much water?
Who needs that much water?
To cleanse the earth, man. It was a problem.
But I don't think people in the early days are living up in the mountains.
Why not?
Not many living things except for plants are up there.
Right.
He didn't need to cleanse the plants. They didn't do anything wrong.
Well, the plants were fine.
So why did you need to go up to the mountains?
It was the living things that were... Well, I guess plants are living too.
The plants are living things.
Mammals. Mammals were the issue and continue to be the issue. Damn dirty apes.
I don't like that story. This is why I believe in evolution. And not like Noah's Ark.
Why? You don't think someday we should get into some of the like
Also,
deep cut Bible stories? The Book of Enoch.
How big was this boat? If he could fit two of every single animal.
You've seen the Titanic. Bigger.
No. No way.
You don't think he built that out of wood?
Not by himself, no.
Noah had a wife, bro. What?
Of one man and one woman building a boat bigger than the Titanic.
All right, so he had a bunch of people help him. They didn't get on the boat.
So he scammed them? So he's a scammer?
God gave him some time. Noah, I'm going to flood the earth. You got to build an ark and collect two of every animal. One male, one female of every animal. All right. Build the ark. Go find the animals. He gave him some time.
What, is there a specific duration of time he had? Or could he just take
probably
years?
We should talk about unicorns.
We need to make an episode on Noah's Ark specifically.
Okay.
Because
Bible stories. Part 1.
So many questions.
All right. We get down with Genesis. Just speak on that. The book of Exodus is bananas. The book of Enoch is literally reading those words, they describe out of this world. Things that happen off the earth. I'm telling you, Enoch didn't die. God said, you're done. You got to come to heaven. Just as you are. And the angels
like mortal and all?
And the angels took him. Enoch was the 7th son, or the 7th generation. Like Adam was his, no, or was Noah his grandfather? I think Noah was Enoch's grandfather, but it was 7 generations from Adam. Something like that. We'll get into it. I might be confusing some of that stuff. This is the unicorn episode. Unicorns didn't make it on the ark.
One thing I am also really interested in is how can just 2 people create an entire existence of humanity?
Those people were special. They lived hundreds and hundreds of years.
Not just that. Are siblings just getting with siblings and creating more, like, other...
Yeah.
So
they were special.
Incest?
It had to happen. They were special beings. They lived hundreds of years. They're just barely not angels. They were special. They were the first 2. So they could reproduce, and then they could reproduce without issues. Or you want to get a little bit scientific about it, maybe the incest caused some mutations, which is why we have so many races of people on Earth.
No, that's because of different regions.
Okay, yeah. Now you're thinking right. So they had some kids, and those kids had some kids, and they went over there, mutated. And it's not derogatory, it's just what happened in that region. They had darker skin closer to the equator, and lighter skin closer to the poles of the Earth. And the hair correlated with that. Dig it? Yeah. Right?
But that doesn't go along with the incest thing.
Why not? Why couldn't it be a mutation? It's not I'm not saying it's not derogatory whatsoever. It's not a bad mutation. It's just, it's regional, like you said. But couldn't it not have been an ancestral mutation? Families get with families, and now you have this group over here that happen to have blonde hair and blue eyes and light skin.
That's just evolution. Your body develops.
Yes, but you can easily slot that into the Adam and Eve stuff. I know.
That's not.
Hey, buddy.
What?
We're talking. We got to get back to unicorn, man. We're not done yet.
I'm so confused.
You're about to have an existential crisis. Not what if, but why not? I'm gonna. You get yourself right. I'm gonna read the next part.
Oh.
It's fun ASMR.
It's just funny. I don't know why it's just so funny, but it is. Funny.
It's funny because it's making sense to you.
It's not.
It is.
It's really not.
It is making sense to you. That's why it's funny. You're like, your things are clicking.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No.
You're so confused, but you're like, yes. Hold on.
No.
But why not?
What?
Why not?
I don't know how this all ties into incest.
I told you. The mutations.
No, that's just your...
Adam and Eve lived hundreds and hundreds of years, according to the Bible.
That doesn't relate to my point. It's... What?
What? Incest?
Yes. Why?
It didn't affect them because they were so special. They were just barely removed from angels. They weren't angels, but they were almost.
I'm really confused.
If there's incest now, then there's incredible problems. All right. Where are you? What are you doing? What's up?
I had notifications.
Further elaboration.
Oh yeah, that's my turn. Because I was confused on the whole ginormous unicorns and the tippy top of the world flooding.
Right.
A further elaboration involves the giant Og, the king of Bashan. Bashan?
Okay.
Who is also too large for the ark.
A person's too big for the ark, but we have every pair of animals on the ark.
Including
but this king of
elephants,
right.
Giraffes. Would it have marine animals or would those thrive?
I think they're okay.
Okay, so not...
All the water beasts are good.
So not blue whales.
No, not on the ark. I don't know the story of the king of Bashan or giant Og, but keep going.
According to the legend, Og survived the flood by riding on the back of the swimming unicorn. Hence, how is the unicorn swimming?
Because he tied the horn to the ark.
Not that, but the unicorn is so large, and there's so much water that the unicorn can swim.
Yes.
That's so unnecessary. Who needs that much water?
That was God's fury. Come on, keep going.
This narrative reconciles the animal's survival with its eventual disappearance, as it suggests the creature survived the water, but perhaps failed to thrive or reproduce in the post-Diluvian world.
Yep. That's a term. That's a scientific term that's used. Post-Diluvian world. Deluge. There was a world where they had... Okay, let's look that up real quick. What does post-Diluvian mean?
I just saw a search that was, what does 6-7?
Post-Diluvian or post-diluvial refers to the period of existing or occurring after the biblical flood, often describing the era following Noah's flood as described in the book of Genesis. It acts as an adjective, post-diluvian world, or a noun for someone who lived afterward. Synonyms include post-diluvial, subsequent, and post-flood, while it serves as a strict antonym or antediluvian.
Who is surviving after the mountaintop flood?
Some of the animals. So after the flood. Post-diluvian means post-flood. We're going to keep going. A different and more widely known explanation for the unicorn's extinction emerged in the 20th century Western popular culture primarily through Shel Silverstein's 1962 poem, The Unicorn. The poem, later a hit song for the Irish Rovers, which I like this song. It's a good song. That'll be shared with this episode, and you should listen to it too. The poem, later a hit song for the Irish Rovers, portrays the unicorns as, quote, God's favorite, but also as, quote, playful and silly creatures. In this narrative, Noah specifically calls for the unicorns to board the ark as the rain begins, but they are too preoccupied with, quote, hiding and playing silly games in the rising puddles to heed his call. Consequently, Noah is forced to close the ark's door to save the other animals, leaving the unicorns to drown. This modern folk myth serves as a poignant explanation for the loss of magic and innocence in the world, framing extinction as the tragic result of a refusal to confront the gravity of a changing environment.
The puddles, I imagine the puddles, since the unicorns are so large, I imagine the puddles as like leg-sized for them to be able to play in.
I think this one is more like regular horse size. Horses are still big, but
or like giant unicorns playing hide and seek, trying to hide behind giant trees.
Yeah, sure, I can see that. Why not? Redwoods?
It seems very cartoonish to me.
I think it was a cartoonish world. It just seems so
with the
exotic and mythical.
The amount of non-logic there, very cartoonish.
The people 2026 years ago had to get through it somehow.
I guess.
Oh, the unicorns are now born once again.
No, I'm just tired.
We're talking about unicorns. Yeah.
Theologian and author C.S. Lewis also addressed the Ark legend in his 1948 poem, quote, The Sailing of the Ark. In Lewis's version, the unicorn's exclusion was not due to its own playfulness, but rather the belligerence of Noah's sons, particularly Ham, who refused to let the, quote, beaded and unmated, belated and unmated creature, and when it arrived late to the door. These varying accounts from
Talmudic
giants to Silverstein's frolicking beasts highlight a consistent cultural need to explain the missing unicorn through the lens of a great historical or divine filtering event.
The enduring nature of the unicorn myth suggests that it is not merely a product of imagination, but a, quote, legacy of oral storytelling and pseudo-religious lore, built upon sightings of real creatures. Modern science has identified several animals that likely fuel these legends over thousands of years. Perhaps the most compelling candidate for a real unicorn is Elasmotherium. So it's Elasmotherium. Elasmotherium sibiricum, often nicknamed the Siberian unicorn. This massive member of the rhinoceros family lived in the grasslands of Eurasia and possessed a single keratinous horn on its forehead that is estimated to have reached up to 10 feet in length. You're looking up the Elasmotherium sibiricum?
I knew this sounded familiar.
The Siberian unicorn?
Yeah.
So it looks like a short, chunky horse.
No, that's definitely an elephant size.
That's how it's described.
This is like the description.
Yeah. That's the description right there. The Siberian unicorn is the description that we were bumbling through earlier.
But it's kind of like a more horse head instead of a what was it described as?
Earlier, it was like what was the head? I can't remember.
It was something. It was like deer, but not deer.
Oh. What was it? I don't know. Where is it?
I think.
Like an auroch. No, we gotta be getting close. Come on. We gotta keep talking, Can't just not talk. Head of a stag.
Stag, that's what it was.
Yeah.
It's not very stag-like. It looks
junky.
Horse.
It looks more like a horse than a stag.
Well,
wait, that is a horse. Not a deer, right? Or is it a buck? Stag is a buck.
Yeah, it's a buck. But this looks like an ox.
There you go. Whoa.
But this is like it even has the elephant feet.
Right. Cool. Siberian unicorn. Let's look that up. Crucially,
Elasmotherium coexisted with early humans. Evidence from cave art and fossil dating suggests that our ancestors encountered these shaggy giants before their extinction during the
Pleistocene
era. The memory of such a creature, a mud-rolling, bulky-bodied beast, that's a tongue twister, with a singular magnificent horn, could easily have been preserved through oral tradition, eventually morphing into the more elegant horse-like unicorn of later antiquity.
In the medieval period, the myth of the unicorn was sustained by a very real marine mammal, the narwhal, Monodon monoceros. Found in Arctic waters, male narwhals possess a single helical tooth that grows through the upper lip and can reach lengths of 10 feet. For centuries, Scandinavian traders and Viking sailors harvested these tusks and sold them to European monarchs as genuine unicorn horns. Because the narwhal itself was elusive and inhabited inaccessible regions, the connection between the tusk and the whale remained unknown to Western Europeans until the 17th century. It is this tusk that defined the modern image of the unicorn's horn, straight, tapering, and spiraled, replacing the darker, more curved horns described by Tzetzes and Pliny.
I was gonna say something, but I forget. about narwhals? They're the unicorns of the sea.
Yes.
That's what I meant. There's a whole song about that, too.
Let's find it.
There's a song about unicorns that I remember listening to when I was like 5, and it had some about narwhals being the unicorns of the sea.
The narwhals are the submarines, and the unicorns are the drivers of the submarines.
No, narwhals are submarines. Unicorns are tanks.
Okay.
There's also, I remember, an Octonauts episode where someone is like a unicorn, but then it's corrected that it's a narwhal.
Octonauts.
I love that show. Parallel to the European adoption of the narwhal tusk as the unicorn horn is the Inuit mythology regarding the creature's own origin. These myths frequently explain the narwhal not as a missed passenger of Noah's Ark, but as a human transformation. In a common version collected from Greenland and Baffin Island, a cruel mother, or stepmother, who had mistreated her blind son was lashed to a white whale as punishment. As she was dragged into the sea, she twisted her long hair into the shape of a horn before drowning and transforming into the first narwhal.
Cool.
This narrative highlights how different cultures use the concept of a, quote, one-horn transformation to explain biological anomalies and impart moral lessons.
While the Western unicorn evolved from natural history to religious allegory, East Asian cultures developed the Qilin, Qilin, or Kirin in Japan and Korea. Frequently translated as the Chinese unicorn, the Kirin is a chimeric being that embodies peace, virtue, and cosmic balance. The Kirin typically possesses the body of a deer or horse, the tail of an ox, a dragon-like head with antlers or a single horn, and a hide covered in glittering scales. Ooh, smokes. Like the Western unicorn, it is associated with purity, but its benevolence is even more extreme. It is said to avoid harming any living creature to the point of walking on clouds so as not to crush blades of grass. Wow, interesting. So that's the Kirin, huh? It looks like an armored horse with a fire tail.
Here's a better one.
Whoa, holy. That's pretty cool. We should talk about that specifically. And some Chinese cryptid.
Did you know that Chinese dragons are not technically dragons?
Are they actually Chinese, though?
They are.
What are they?
I forget, but it was like, I think it was a type of worm, WYRM, not WORM.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not technically a dragon because dragons usually have 4 legs and 2 wings.
Well,
and Chinese dragons don't have wings and have 4 legs.
They're more like not serpent. That's not. I guess something like that, but it's like a serpent with legs and a lizard head.
There's some type of worm. I'm pretty sure.
WYRM. Shall we?
The Qin is a harbinger of auspicious events and a guardian of moral order. Its specific abilities include... Do you want to tag team this?
Sure.
Prophecy of sages. It is said to appear just before the birth or death of an illustrious ruler or sage. A famous legend recounts the Qilin appearing to the mother of Confucius, presenting a jade tablet that foretold the child's future greatness.
Moral discernment. The Qilin has the power to tell good from evil. It bows before the pure of heart and punishes the corrupt with divine fire.
Soul guidance. It is believed to bring the souls of great heroes to earth before birth and guide them back to heaven after death.
In 1414, when a giraffe was brought to the Ming court from Africa, it was initially hailed as a Qilin due to its long neck and gentle disposition. While the Emperor Yongle dismissed the claim as flattery, the association persisted, and to this day, the Japanese word for giraffe is kira.
The unicorn's reputation for being, quote, impossible to be captured alive made it a potent symbol of sovereignty and independence. In the 12th century, William I adopted the unicorn as a supporter for the Scottish royal coat of arms.
There it
National
is.
animal. Scotland's national animal.
There it is.
It was formally established as Scotland's national animal in the 1300s, chosen specifically because it was believed to be the natural enemy of the lion, the symbol of England. In Scottish heraldry,
Heraldry.
the unicorn is always depicted with a gold chain wrapped around its neck and body. This does not represent imprisonment in the mundane sense.
Boring history.
Excuse me. But rather the immense power of the Scottish kings, who alone possessed the strength to, quote, tame such a wild and fiercely independent creature.
The Scots tamed the unicorn.
Well, I think Scots are pretty tame themselves. Well, not tame, but...
Well, they'll fight. If they need to fight, they'll fight.
They will, but they're usually... I don't want to describe them as calm, because they're not calm, but they're...
Quiet fury.
Sure.
When King James VI of Scotland became James I of England in 1603, he gets around. The royal arms were merged. The Scottish unicorn and the English lion were placed together as supporters of the crown, a visual representation of two former enemies brought together in a, quote, union of the crowns. This heraldic tradition is still visible across Scotland today, from the Mercat crosses in town centers to the gates of Holyrood House Palace. Or Holyrood House Palace.
Hollywood.
Holly weird.
Holly's weird.
Mm.
Imagine if your nickname, like your name was Holly and your nickname was Hollywood, but then you got Hollywood, Holly Weird, Holly's weird.
That's you went through how many years of evolution for that woman's name? She got bullied, and then she embraced it, and she embraced it harder.
Well, Hollywood would be a good nickname, because you would be like, if I had a friend named Holly and she was like a good actress, I would call her Hollywood.
You have a teacher named Holly. She's not. I don't think she's your specific teacher, but she is a teacher in the district. Mrs. Denmar.
Oh.
You gonna call her Holly Weird?
I thought her Miss... Wait.
Holly Denmar.
I thought her Miss Denmark. What?
No, she's not here. She's across the pond. Danes.
I'm so confused. I feel like I'm thinking of the right but also the wrong person at the same time.
It's the Alzheimer's.
I'm forgetting everything.
Question of whether.
The question of whether a one-horned ruminant is biologically possible was addressed in the 20th century through a series of controversial scientific experiments. Dr. W. Franklin Dove, a biologist at the University of Maine, the tears in my eyes from laughing so hard earlier is making my nose run. Oh my. Challenged the assumption that horns are an immutable part of the skull. In 1933, he performed a surgical procedure on a day-old Ayrshire calf. He removed the two immature horn buds and transplanted them into the center of the animal's forehead.
The experiment was a success. As the calf grew, the two buds fused into a single, solid, straight horn over a foot in length. Dove observed that this unicorn bull underwent significant behavioral changes. The animal became the uncontested leader of its herd, using its single horn as a, quote, forward-thrusting bayonet that was far more effective in combat than a traditional pair of curved horns. Interestingly, the bull's absolute dominance led to a paradoxically gentle temperament, as it never felt the need for aggression to prove its status, a trait that mirrors the, quote, fierce gentleness often attributed to mythic unicorns. Interesting. Science meets mythology.
In the late 1970s and 80s, Oberon Zell, also known as Timothy Zell. How do you get Timothy from Oberon?
He joined the Met of Cloisters. He probably started it. He is the mad scientist. No, call me Oberon.
So his name...
Timothy was my father.
Imagine if someone was named Oberon, but they were like, no, call me Timothy. That's such a downgrade. Oberon's such a cool name. Oberon
Zell. Maybe
Zell.
His dad was Oberon. He was the evil mad scientist.
Like,
No, please call me Timothy.
I'm trying to think of what his name is in the MCU.
Dr. Robotnik.
No.
Dr. Doom? Which one?
No,
Arnim. Nope, not Arnim. Arnim Zola.
You know in Ironheart, the girl...
That one? Ironheart?
No, in the show Ironheart, the girl who works with the guy, his father. It starts with an O.
Oberon. Obadiah Stane.
Obadiah. But then the guy, Obadiah's son, doesn't want...
Poop.
Huh?
Poop stain. Come on.
I just got that.
Took you a minute.
But he doesn't want the name, like... He changes his name.
Right.
Doesn't he?
Because he didn't want to be associated with his
Obadiah.
dad. Yeah.
But he still has his father's ashes.
It's a little bit sus,
so he's like his dad, but he doesn't want to be associated with his dad.
But he keeps his dad's ashes.
It's weird.
Anyway, Oberon Zell.
Oberon Zell refined Dove's method to produce, quote, unicorn goats. Yeah, it's like Despicable Me, the one-horned goat. But it was just a goat with a horn that broke off. Just regular goat. Zell's crossbred Angora and Saanen goats and performed the hornbud transplant within the first week of life. One of these animals, named Lancelot, became a national sensation when he was featured by the Ringling Bros in Barnum and Bailey Circus in 1984. While animal rights groups and the USDA investigated the authenticity of the creature, X-rays confirmed the horn was a natural biological growth through the result of human intervention. Zell argued that, quote, a unicorn is an animal with one horn, and that by creating these creatures, he was reviving a lost form of biological art.
No. Freak show artist. The unicorn is perhaps the most enduring paradox in human history. A creature that does not exist, yet has been, quote, seen and documented for over 4,000 years. Its origin story is not a single event, but a cumulative process of mistranslation, traveler's exaggeration, and deep-seated cultural longing for purity.
From the shaggy Lasmatherium of the Ice Age to the narwhal tusks of the Renaissance, the, quote, real unicorn has always been a reflection of humanity's attempt to categorize the marvelous. The legend of its absence, whether attributed to its being too large for Noah's Ark or too, quote, silly to stop playing in the rain, serves as a narrative bridge between the lost world of magic and the pragmatic reality of the present. As a symbol of, quote, the radical magic of the individual, the unicorn continues to gallop through the modern psyche, representing a refusal to accept a, quote, soulless reality, a persistent faith in the unseen.
Beautiful. So there's a unicorn. We didn't once talk about rainbow poops.
Do you want to talk about pink fluffy unicorns that
No.
dance on rainbows?
There you go. You've said it, and I qualify that as talking about it. Because I think this episode is like an hour and a half.
I said dancing on rainbows, not pooping rainbows. What color's their fur?
Unicorns?
Pink.
No, that's a pony club.
No, that's...
Chapel Roan.
No. Hold up, I need to look up the lyrics real quick. I need to make this reference.
Oh, okay. Pink Pony Club dancing on rainbows?
No. This is a very funny...
Didn't we do this once before? You looked this up once before. Somehow...
What color are the unicorns? Pink. Where are they dancing? Rainbows. Please use one word to describe the texture of their magical fur. Smiles. Yeah. Please look up the song Pink Fluffy Unicorns. It's so amazing.
Oh man, we went so many directions in this episode. It's cray. But it's awesome.
It's just, this is the only part that is not just pink fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows.
And for 3 minutes, we sing Pink Fluffy Unicorns Dancing on Rainbows.
Uh-huh.
Was that... Who wrote all that out? Couldn't we just say Pink Fluffy Unicorns Dancing on Rainbows?
This guy.
No. Like, why did we need to have all of it written out? Pink Fluffy Unicorns Dancing on Rainbows times 4. Blah, 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 blah. Pink Fluffy Unicorns Dancing on Rainbows times 4. Pink Fluffy Unicorns Dancing on Rainbows times 4.
Times 3. And then Pink Fluffy Unicorns Dancing on Rain. Like it's a pause. Rain. Like it's half a rainbow.
There, we did it. This got crazy. Question brought.
Question answered, but more questions along with it.
Yeah, I guess we're getting into Bible stories. More religion, which is fine. I love it.